Okay, hi everyone. How are you? So this is going to be the meeting for our internal software develop planning. This is
Bro,
going
bro,
to be
bro.
the scrum meeting that within the teams we're going
Same.
to have a discussion about. Yes. You have any question?
Oh, this is the old side. Like the spellings are wrong. Like the edge link.
Oh,
Yeah,
ah,
yeah.
edge.
Use the
Okay,
use
okay,
use
okay,
the other slide I said. Yeah.
okay. I think that's fine. Are we good? Good for now?
Oh no, no, no. Like
No,
the spellings
so
are wrong. Like edge
so
link say EDGE.
EDGE should be
Oh,
EDGE. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. That's fine. I will cut this anyway.
Yeah.
Um, okay, I think we're good now. So this today's meeting is mined to be for our internal project development and planning. Um, so we're gonna have a one project that is called like a pet freelancing, where people have um, their pets, and then for example, cats or dogs, and then they're kind of busy, and then they don't have time to take care of the dogs or pets. So the people who are like act like the users can be like freelancers who are going to register on the website and then to be the candidate that taking care of the users who is going to give the offer to employ those people to take care of the pets, like a walk dog, and then they're going to be paid by hourly. Or I would say for this design, it's going to be like hourly. And for this website or software, we are going to be designed by within the teams of six people. So I'm gonna be the product manager and also the tech lead, hopefully. Um, you guys are okay with that. And then also Ojesh and Yatada Nili, you guys are very good at for the database management. Hopefully that you guys are okay with the backend
Yeah.
SDE. And
Yeah.
Ayush and Rudra, including me, I will be taking care of the full stack SD. However, most likely I'm gonna be so three of us are gonna be managing the front end.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so today's agenda is going to talk about the project. So currently, as I have discussed, so we have a couple of projects that are going on. But for now, like internally, is that we are going to do this pet freelancing project. So the requirements is basically we are going to build like the first, I think it's going to be about a homepage. And there's going to be what this project is about, what is this website is designed for. And then it's going to be designed meant for the SEO as priority. So I'm going to be using some tools like a SEMrush and to analysis those competitors, and then including the most top list on Google. Um, but also for the infrastructure design, I'm going to be using the tools which is called Solo, and then to what kind of instructor for our website, what kind of content, and then the menu, the sub menus, and what content should be included. Um, but also, of course, we're going to have login system. It's going to be cybersecurity check, but also they're going to have a payment and users profile. This is going to be detailed, be talked about later on. Um, the work is going to be distributed based on Jira, so which is a software management tool. Everyone familiar with Jira or Selenium,
Yeah.
Nile,
Yes.
Yeah. So
and
I
Yeah,
then
I haven't
yeah.
worked on that, but yeah, I am aware of it. I've used it. So yeah,
I've worked on Jira channels. I'm familiar with that.
okay,
that's kind of like a
okay,
management tool. So it's mainly like it's agile
mm-hmm,
Scrum meetings.
mm-hmm.
You can
Oh,
just
Josh,
yeah.
you
Yeah, yeah.
okay
So
with
I work.
Jira?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect,
some
perfect.
people
Yeah.
are
So
good at Jira, some people are good at Serena. That's fine. It depends on the company. Um,
Yeah.
so the work and its duty will be distributed later on through the Jira software, and then the deadline, hopefully by 1 week, is going to be me and Ayush and also Rudra. Rudra is not here. Ayush is not here today. So three of us will be starting design the front end for the about on the homepage, but also the contact page, and then um, so we're gonna going to collect those pictures and content writing in terms of the SEO design. So three of us is gonna be doing this part of work, but three of you, I'm hoping like you guys can think about the login page design. Should be easy. There are a lot of
Yeah.
templates.
Yeah.
Would you mind talk about what is the based on you guys' understanding? So what is the pros and cons that we just designed by role coding and then WordPress? Anyone
Uh,
wants to say something?
So I think like regarding the WordPress, it will be much easier. But the thing is, like I was searching, so we can just simply add our REST APIs directly linked through the WordPress. It has some plugins, so we can do both things at the same
Hmm.
time. Like we can go with the WordPress if you have to show something on
Okay.
to the clients, and then
Sure.
maybe like we can work on the other hand, we can work on the REST APIs on our
Hmm.
custom APIs, and then we can just add it using the plugins.
Okay.
So
I'll just
mm,
yeah,
yeah.
that's a good
Yeah.
answer.
For me, if we are on a tight schedule, then WordPress would be a way to go. But if we have the freedom to have a longer timeline, then I would rather go with the bare bone structure. Probably use Django or Flask,
Flask,
or
yeah.
and use React in the front end. All the technology is also there, but that would be easier. And probably if we can use Tailwind CSS, it would be much faster to just
Mhm.
build things too. Because the way I see is I used WordPress a long time back, and there are a lot of security concerns I see.
Yeah.
And
Mm,
yeah,
mm,
it's like
mm, mm.
obviously it's fun and things can be built really fast with WordPress. But if we want to have this system for a longer run and we want to see it through, it's better to design right now and
Exactly.
have that
Yeah.
Okay.
foresight,
Hmm.
other than we'll be having to make a lot of mends in process otherwise in future. So we would not
Yeah.
exactly want to do like for MVP. WordPress would be great. Like if we just want an MVP and just see where we want MVP, WordPress is great. If we want to just build from scratch, do the entire architecture of the system and go through process, go through if you have the time, like just use Python and any
Yeah.
framework with Python or even other technologies, and probably a lot of JS frameworks are there. You can just use it, libraries like
Hmm.
React.
That's a good opinion. Okay, what about Yatada? Have you have any idea, thoughts, minds about whether if we should choose a WordPress or whether if we should just choose raw codings, and why is that?
Yeah, so I think I pretty much agree with what Ojas said. So I think if we are on tight schedule, we can just make something for now on a WordPress. But making something from like raw code would give us more flexibility in terms of how we can manage our database as well. So what we are using on backend, so I think it's good if we have it
Mhm.
our own infrastructure. If I talk about from the backend perspective.
Yeah, that's a good opinion. So I just wanted to make a conclusion. So it's going to be case by case. The schedule is very tight,
Right.
and we don't have many people in the team. And then we would prefer to choose WordPress. But if since we have a lot of like experienced engineers, in this case, for the longer run of the website, and then since it's going to be like a freelancing, it's going to be millions of um, people are going to register on our websites.
Yeah.
So we would be starting with raw coding, and it's going to be cybersecurity concern, but also more like a features customize is going to be easier based on our own thoughts. Okay. Um, and then we're going to be determining, today we're going to be determining the next meeting date. Hopefully by next week, Wednesday, like one week from now, and the front end part should be done. Um, we're going to use if a lot of work, and then we're going to use ChatGPT as a
Mm.
reference. But for the SEO purposes, I'm going to be using like a analysis for 75% of AI writing, and also for the SEO optimization, I'm going to have 25% of handwriting. But this is going to be later on. So for the content reculture, enriched, so it's a little bit time consuming, but this is the purpose. So yeah, there are two ongoing projects are going on, but the first we are going to target within the team is going to be the pets freelancer. And then for the second is going to be I'm going to be the pets freelancer dealer. It's where my client is going to ask me to design. Then the time is going to be a little bit tight, and the budget I'm going to have the quotation tomorrow with my client. And then I'll see how much it's going to offer. And by the end of the day, if I don't have much capacity, I would probably ask you guys to come to join with the design part as well. But for now, we're going to focus on the first project design. It's going to be most difficult because a lot of backend and also the database management is going to be included. So can anyone share which model and why should we choose? Which one should we choose? I recommend we choose Agile. Can anyone just explain, based on your knowledge, V model, waterfall, what's the pros and cons, and then in terms of deployment, development, which one should we choose?
I would
Uh,
also prefer. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, you can go ahead. I was not saying anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would also prefer Agile, as Thomas said.
Mhm.
I have not exactly worked with V model, but waterfall is gonna be you would have to go through the entire process to make changes, and
Yeah.
Agile is this methodology where you can, like, with the iterative process, you can go through the Scrum process, and it's gonna be a lot easier to see our, like, you have this prototyping and incremental model just attached into one. It's gonna be very fast. Like, we can make changes a lot faster. We can have shorter sprints, and
Mhm.
within the sprint itself, we would be able to make, if we want to make any changes, it's going to be a lot easier, because waterfall model, like, it's basically usually for bigger kind of companies where you are probably doing missile kind of work. It's going to be that you want to make sure the entire process of
Yeah,
process is
so
set, like,
so
from.
first, like initially, like we have to go through every process in the waterfall model, and then we code something out. And then let's say if we have a bug or something, then we have to go through the complete process again. So
That's correct.
that's definitely not a choice. But I am confused, like what's incremental and iterative model? It's kind of similar to agile.
Mhm.
So we just make a few changes and then we see that if there are any issues and then we make changes again. So I just want to understand like what's the difference here in the incremental and iterative model in agile.
Okay.
Can someone?
Okay.
Uh, yeah, so I think as per my understanding, the increment and iterative model, what we do is like we decide what we are gonna do, and then we do it like the whole thing,
Mhm.
and again we see if we need something like any changes or something is not working, then again we like iterate through it, and then like we cover all the process again. Whereas in Agile, I think we have the flexibility of making like sprint goals, like breaking down those like bigger tasks into smaller goals, and then we can achieve like one component after another. So I think that's much more easier, and I think there's much more discussion going on in Agile model, whereas in rather than in
Yeah.
iterative model.
Okay, that's a good one, Yatara explanation. So I'm gonna make the conclusion. So three of you guys are software engineers. I'm not expecting of you guys and knowing very much detailed about the product management. So the V model is including the testing and implementation. So the testing and implementation is going to be going on at the same time. So it is not really recommended of all among the five. Why? Because it's very, very time costly and very, very inefficient. So unless it's like a big company like Amazon or Google, they have enough employees and also they have enough fundings. It's because the testing is usually 70% of the testings are running through the tests and then running out of the project. The money, the fundings will be out. The waterfall usually is going to be developed that you know very well you are 90% confident of, well, what you're going to implement, you're going to develop. And then it's going to be waterfall we are imagining. So from the top to bottom, and then it's very easy. But once you wanted to come back to make a little bit changes, then every step change that you need to make. So the cost is going to be very, very huge. So the waterfall is only if that you know completely what you're doing through the implementation. And then same thing like incremental, like it's planning is going to be very, very long for this, the third model. And 4 is also that the same, but the 5 is going to be the 75. Most of the industry, the companies are actually using this model because you can just plan and then you just design while within the team, you guys are just to collect the information and what kind of requirements and doing the brainstorm and then implement and then testing and then come back and do this iterations again. Okay, so this is going to be the most used. I just wanted you guys to get to know which applications that you're develop and which resources you have, and then choose the best model to fit your app. Okay. So we are going to use GitHub as our version control. Any problems with that?
No, that's fine.
And for the project planning and management, we're going to use Zeta, not Serena this time. So we're going to use Zeta. So all the work is going to distribute it on Zeta, and then you can just see all the sprints and then all the tasks and all the scrums that we are going to meet. Is that sounds good?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, the next meeting is going to be like 1 week from now, and then hopefully by then we will be finished the front end part. But also, I would recommend we are going to take the reference for this website. Guys, just
So, Thomas, like,
yes,
Uh,
yes.
so what I want to ask here is that like what's the current stage of the project? What's the current state? Like we have worked on this something or like we have to start from the scratch?
So
Like
yeah,
you're
we will be
designing
going to
and
start it from the crash, but the planning is we already planned for this project with Rudra and Ayush. We planned for 3 weeks
okay.
already.
Oh, okay.
So the front end we are going to use React, and the back end, so you 3 of you are going to determine what to
Okay.
take for the
Mhm.
database management. It's up to you. We are okay to accommodate with 3 of you. So three
Okay.
of you guys can just think of which method,
So
which tool are using.
do we
Yes.
have like a high level design for this particular requirements like functional
Yes,
requirement?
the requirements is basically we're doing to the basic uh, functionality that is taking the user's registration, login, and then as the users are gonna be having the uh, two parts, two kind of users. One is let me see.
Mhm.
So can you see where they? Okay. So if you want to register the website, you wanted to register as whether if you're a freelancer to
Mhm.
take care of the dogs, or you wanted to, you're the owner of the pets,
Oh no.
you're going to hire someone.
Yeah.
So there are going to be two type of users are
Okay.
going, and then people would be subscribed
Mhm.
of if you're a freelancer that you're going to subscribe to that and they make profits. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
So it's going to be if you're a freelancer, in order to take the job, in order to use our app, then their monthly payment you should we haven't decided yet.
Mhm.
So we're going to have a discussion what kind of subscribe, and then we are
Plans
going
and
to use
yeah.
later on, yeah, later
Yeah.
on in our meeting or group chat, and then we're going to determine the best for us to make the profits. So
Okay.
after the login, and then you're going to have to fill up your profile. Like you have dogs or you have cat, you have any other pets that
Mhm.
you want other people to be taking care of.
Okay.
But also we were going to have the zip code.
Mhm.
Um, if you input your zip code, that basically you're going to register showing that what kind of where you are around, where are you, the location, and then they're gonna show the freelancers around you
Okay.
that you can just click this. And also they are going to have the review system like Uber Eats, Uber, and Lyft.
Yeah.
This
So
is
do we
gonna be
have
the
like
later
a
process we are
documentation
going
for
to do.
this?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we right now like we don't have any documentation of this complete thing, like
The
service.
documentation I will be make later for everyone. But
Okay.
the thing
Okay.
is, but the problem is, for now we just wanted to design the basic features, and later on we will be adding more features. It's gonna be too much to talk about. So for now,
Yeah.
mm,
No, but like just for the basic design as well. Like you will
yeah,
be adding the login page. You'll be having the
yeah,
register page, and then maybe you will having the home page and what are the functionalities that we have to show on the
yeah,
home page and all. So
exactly.
for that as well, I would recommend that we could like design.
Requirements documentation.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that would actually help us to better code based on those requirements rather
Yeah,
than
that's
just
understandable.
go on
Yeah,
with
that's
coding stuff.
understandable. Yeah, of course. Any other people who has any some suggestions, and then how should we implement? Aljesh, Yatada, do you guys have any other suggestion that for the
Yeah. For right now, as of we as like the backend team can have a different meeting channel probably get
Yeah.
set up with Slack or something, and like think about what we want to use, probably use Flask with our experience with use Django, even other technologies what we want, and how we can like we can probably we can research with the existing website with the rover, and like have our own concept of what the architecture should be and all the database management work too, and we can like the front end team gonna have their throughput from one end, and we can have our own understanding of what can be said, and also think about the technologies of where we can deploy also where we can deploy, because if you're going to go WordPress, it's going to be in a different
Mhm,
server. If we want to probably if you want to just want to go Next.js path, then you can just use Vercel instead of having to go through AWS EC2 instances and all of that. So
mhm.
let's just have this on another channel. Let's have our meetups too, and we can connect with the front end team and go ahead with the work too.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, so do you guys want to use Slack instead of what
Yeah,
currently?
but it's better like if you use Slack or Discord rather than
No,
WhatsApp.
no. Like Jira is obviously perfect. Instead of like WhatsApp, we can obviously have a channel like our
Uh-huh.
entire team's chat, because messages comes very easy in WhatsApp.
Yeah,
Slack
yeah,
is gonna be kind of hassle. But for our internal team of backend, we can have our Slack. Like the front end team can have their own Slack channel too, and we can have our own common.
yeah,
But
yeah,
for
Oh, that's true.
important meetings, WhatsApp is so much easier, because if
yeah,
somebody wants to know, it's like we can just ping everybody. It just
yeah,
pops up.
yeah,
Slack's gonna be you will have to be in our system
yeah,
to
yeah.
get notified. Yeah.
Understood.
Okay, we will be separating the teams. So front end, so three of us are going to have the different um teams,
Channel.
and then three of you guys gonna have your channel. Yeah, exactly. It's so okay. So whatever you guys want to use, you guys want to use Discord or Slack, that's up to you, and then also WhatsApp. So, but when I had discussion with Ayush, and then he said he wants to use WhatsApp. I said whatever, as long as we can get the work done, whatever is fine.
Yeah,
But the industry,
yeah,
they
industry.
are required for the Slack right now. Most of them, and or Microsoft Team for the management, they are using Microsoft Teams. Okay. Um, any other suggestions?
Uh, I guess no.
It
Not
would
from.
be whenever you have time. Obviously, you are busy to Thomas. Once you have the system, like the high level architecture from your guys' end, just post it to us. Like it'll be easier for us to refer to and have our own system.
Yeah,
We'll do our own research too, because so that we all can be in one place. Because once you build the system that you've been building, you will like we wouldn't want you to have the trouble to have to explain things to us, because once the document is there, it'll be so
yeah,
much easier for both of us, all both the teams to work really on.
Yeah, exactly. So I will be have
Take your time, take
keeping
your time.
mind of that. Yeah,
Don't worry
yeah,
about it. We'll
yeah,
do our research
definitely.
from our end until then for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, because right now, so they're gonna be like a management team, so with the industry, but for now, like I'm going to handle everything. So the documentation is gonna be so even for me, I would rather for other people to help me with the documentation preparation. The documentation is basically is a requirements. I'm supposed to get to know all the requirements we do, but the thing is, sometimes if I miss something, and please just be a backup, and then just write or either use ChatGPT or whatever you guys want to use, and just to be a backup. Like we have those basic requirements, not missing the functionality. Okay. Any other things? And then before we leave, Yatada,
If
are
you
you
if you
okay?
if you,
Yeah, I think from my side, I think we covered everything.
by
Mhm.
the way, Thomas, if you have for documentation, if you need some help, just let me know too. I'll be more than happy to help you on that if you are really busy on that part.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for the help. For coding is gonna be um very important, but hopefully by at for this stage, and we are going to be understanding the project. Everyone is on the same page. We completely understand the requirements and what work should be done. So that is more important. Yeah. Okay, I think that's good enough for now. And then hopefully not bothering you guys so much. And then we
Uh,
get the